What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome back to some more of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And in this part, we are going to be doing all of the Yiga schematics. Yes, that's right. We are going to be getting the rest of the Yiga schematics in the game. And there's actually not as many as you might think there is. But yeah, regardless, this was on my list of things that I had to do, and I was just like, I'll just do this next, you know. And I thought that I would get close to fully upgrading my energy wells by the time I finished all of these, but I, still had about 600 crystallized charges that I needed to grind for and whatnot. But still, I mean, I think these were a fun little distraction from everything else that I had been doing in the game at this point. It was fun to do these. I'm gonna turn my fan on because it's starting to get a little hot in here. I hope this shit doesn't interfere with the mic. But yeah, I mean, these are really simple, but they're kind of satisfying. When you find that Yiga member, you take him out, and then you unlock the door and go in here and get the new schematic. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I didn't use most of these by the end of the game. Like, I used a few of them, definitely. But for the most part, I think these are just more for people who aren't really interested in Ultra Hand and would rather have, like, a schematic, of something to build for themselves, basically. Which I think still works, pretty well. But, yeah, there's also like these books here that are really entertaining to read, and I'm not gonna read them. Some of them I forgot to look at in this video, like the later clan hideouts. This one I had a lot of trouble getting to, obviously, as you can see, and then I figured, you know what, fuck it, I'll just glide from there. But yeah, I mean, I think when I was recording this, my mindset was just to get these done, to be honest. And I was like, I'll turn this into one video. So I wasn't really... I kind of skipped some of the books, which looking back, like, I've read some of them, and, like, the lore and everything is just really entertaining. I think the Yiga clan is, like, one of the most entertaining aspects of the game. Like, it's one of the most entertaining, like, side stories of the game, next to, like, the main story and everything, but yeah, I mean, and just the fact that in Breath of the Wild, excuse me, like, when Master Koga fell down that hole, he ended up in the depths, which I didn't even think about until someone pointed it out recently in a video. Like, because I finally beat the final boss, I've been, like, watching a bunch of, like, people, like, doing deep dives and, like, analyzing all these things about the game. And there was someone who said that at the end of Breath of the Wild, Master Koga fell into the depths. And I'm, like, thinking, like, I thought he just, like, it's just, like, this game, the world, like, the depths, for example, is something that it was always there, right underneath our feet, and we didn't really get to see it until this game. And back when Breath of the Wild came out, I'm sure Nintendo, they probably didn't know if they were going to get to do a sequel or not, or if they were even going to continue the story. But what I mean to say is, it's like a lot of aspects of this game, like the story, the everything else about it, just feels like it works so perfectly with the rest of Breath of the Wild, what it's set up. Like, it feels like a proper, like, part two, to this story. And yeah, I don't know, like, the fact that Master Koga fell down into the depths and just was, like, straight up just pulled a fucking, like, Vecna from Stranger Things and decided to, like, become, like, the conqueror and, like, set up all these Yiga clan hideouts. It just, like, again, for people who criticize the outsiders who don't play these games and say that, oh, the environments are very empty and there's nothing to do. you know, this type of stuff I think adds an extra layer to the exploration for sure. You know, because it doesn't just make these like empty environments. You know, there's obviously story here, and I don't know. I just like. I think the Yiga clan is one of the more entertaining adversaries that Link has faced in all of the games. You know, so it was cool to wrap this up, you know, in this video. I feel like I'm already talking in circles and it hasn't even been 6 minutes yet. But, yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing in this video. And, I mean, I don't really know why I didn't do live commentary for this. I think I was just kind of, like, not in the mood, and I was like, I'll just tune out and focus on, you know, following a guide. I did use a guide here. I'm at this point in the playthrough where I'm using guides, not all the time, but a lot of the time to help myself out with these sections, because I don't know, I don't really, you know, I felt like if I actually tried to solve it on my own, it probably would have ended up being, you know, twice as long, and I probably still wouldn't be done with the game, you know, so I don't know. I mean, the timing for this game worked out perfectly. The fact that I was able to beat it when I did, you know, because I'm at a point where, you know, a lot of things are changing in my life, and yeah, I gotta make changes, you know, so this game ending right around the perfect time for me to start a new chapter, you know, it's very symbolic. I'm always saying, you know, this is fucking funny here. This guy's like sitting here in this little thing, and I come up behind him. He's like, huh? And then I fucking shoot him. He's trying to like turn out of there, and I fucking shoot him, and he just like topples over and like dies. Like, damn. But, fuck it. I'm gonna take a hit. I haven't taken a hit in a single one of my parts this week. But yeah, for those of you who are wondering, the next few parts will have live commentary. So this is the last part for a little bit that has post commentary. If this type of content bores you guys, I apologize. It's just there are a lot of aspects of this game that where when I was recording it, I just didn't feel like I could give entertaining live commentary for it. Like, it just was something where I was like, okay, I'll just come back and do a little commentary after the fact, you know? But I don't know. For some weird reason, like, you guys have been really like attracted to the Yiga clan parts. So I don't know. Maybe this part will do pretty well. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, the next part is basically just me getting back onto the side quests and whatnot. Like, we're done with the side adventures now, and we've got a ton of side quests to do still, but I mean, they're all going to be done within the next couple of weeks, I would say. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to gauge when the playthrough is going to end, but I have a good feeling that it's going to be this playthrough is going to be wrapped up within the next 2 months, you know? So it's crazy. It's crazy that I'm even saying that, you know, like I have never spent this much time with a single playthrough before. The only other game that comes close, that comes in second, I would say, to that is maybe Horizon Forbidden West. And that game I spent 9 months or so. This game in the end is going to be a year and 2 or 3 months. And some change. That's how long I've been working on this game. I mean, granted, there was a period in time where I was taking a break from uploading these parts and these videos, and yeah, I honestly was not even really, I didn't even really want to think about the game or stress about it, you know, but I don't know, like something just amazing happened where, when I picked it up again, I knew that I had a lot more to get through and it was all tedious stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking get this shit done as quickly as I can. And I was able to get it all done, and finish the game. And I'm happy that I came back and finished the game. Sorry about my chair. Still less annoying than the chair in my live commentary, which I try to edit out, by the way. There are a lot more chair creaks and shit that you guys don't know about that's really annoying that I have to hear constantly. And yeah, I don't know why I didn't just get a new gamer chair when I was recording these videos, but whatever. It is what it is. There's literally nothing I can do. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that we got these so quick, the Yiga schematics. Fishing trawler. I have used this one before, by the way, because one of the most annoying things, everyone always, when I talk to people about, the most tedious things about, this game and Breath of the Wild, a lot of people are always, mentioning the Koroks and whatnot. The Koroks are a pain, but what I think is hands down the most tedious aspect about 100%ing both this game and Breath of the Wild is the armor and outfit upgrades. All of the resources and monster parts and monsters and creatures and whatnot that you have to farm and grind for in order to fully upgrade all of your outfits. It really is fucking rough. And there was a point in time towards the end where I was struggling with fishing, trying to get the fishes and whatnot, and that fishing trawler schematic that we just unlocked is actually really helpful in that you can use it to pretty much haul in a decent amount of fish if you can find a good spot. I mean, the fish, one of the things I learned about the fish, I guess I'll just talk about it right now, is I learned that the fishes respawn after a whole in-game day cycle, which is basically 24 minutes, because there's 24 hours in a day, and it's basically 1 hour per minute with this game. So in the game world, once that cycle passes, a lot of the fishes start to respawn. But the most annoying fishes to farm for me personally were the stealth fin trout, the chill fin trout. I mean, chill fin trouts were actually pretty easy. The volt fin trouts and the sizzle fin trouts, those were so fucking annoying to farm for because they only come out every 2 to 3 in-game day cycles. So you have to wait upwards of an hour to get those guys to respawn. But the travel medallion is a very, very useful tool that you should utilize when you're fast traveling back and forth between different locations and you don't want to fast travel and then run all the way to wherever it is that you need to go. You'll be able to just teleport straight there, if that makes any sense. But yeah, that was the one schematic I used, and I believe this schematic that we're about to pick up right here is those little things that the Yiga clan were driving around just a second ago. And I have used this one quite a bit too, the monocycle. I think this is the monocycle. Is it? Let's see. Oh no, charger. I've never used this. Yeah, I mean, I talk about it all the time, but I wish I could say that I'm creative enough in Ultra Hand to build a bunch of really crazy contraptions. And I've seen some of the stuff that people have made online, and I'm just still blown away by all of it. But there's no way that I could do it. But for me, I used some of the schematics, and there were I had a few go-tos that I pretty much stuck with for the entire game. And for me, that sort of stuff, what worked. Like I used the hot air balloon a lot. I used the monocycle a lot, and I used like the what's it called? The like the hovercraft, like the plane, a lot. Um, but most of these schematics, yeah, are just kind of they're like whatever. I don't know necessarily if they count towards 100%. Like I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, I mean there is like a Yiga schematic counter that you get. Like when you beat Ganon, the game puts you back. You do get to see your percentage and all the quests that you've done, all the quests you haven't done, and I do believe there is also like a Yiga schematic counter, but I'm not sure if like they're actually counted towards 100%. But me, I had to literally do everything in this fucking game. Like I could not leave any stone fucking unturned in this game. Like I had to literally do everything. And I mean, I'm grateful that I did. I'm grateful that I gave myself that full experience. I know I talk about it a lot, but like no other game besides Breath of the Wild is going to give me like quite the feeling that this game did. When I played through it, like it really is an insane, like epic, just get like when you start to think about just how massive it is and how much work probably went into developing both of these games, you just like are like in awe. It really truly, these games, we do not deserve them. I really do believe that. I mean, Breath of the Wild was revolutionary for so many different reasons. But like that massive world, stepping foot into it for the first time, and yeah, this game just continuing that. It just really incredible games. That's why I'm just like really, honestly, now that I've finally beaten the game, I haven't given much thought to it, but now that I've finally beaten the game, I've just been thinking like nonstop about what the next Zelda game is going to be, like what they're going to give us for the next Zelda game. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, like I wouldn't mind having another open world Zelda game, but I don't know if I could deal with the game being as massive as either of these games. Like it has to be a smaller, like shorter game, like max for me like 100 hours. Anything above that is just kind of like a little too much for me, but yeah, I digress. I don't even know how many we've gotten at this point, but we're getting these at a pretty rapid rate, as you can tell. And the crazy thing is, once we get all of these done, I don't think there's really nothing left for us to do down in the depths other than get the rest of the Zonite we need to fully upgrade our energy wells, and what's it called? Find all of the bargainer statues and like buy all the outfits from them. That's really all we have to do left down here. And then the rest of it's going to be pretty much above ground surface stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that. The side quests, I don't remember really much of them, but I know for a fact that most of them were still way more entertaining than the ones in Breath of the Wild were. Like Breath of the Wild had very like fetch questy like quests, that really kind of felt like a drag after a while. Like I just remember there was excuse me. There was one where you have to go around and get like 50 like rush rooms or something like that, And I remember spending like about half an hour just climbing around the mountains in like Gerudo Highlands, just like slowly collecting one after another, just thinking like, you know what, this is not fun. This is not a fun side quest, you know? Like, I don't know, like the Terrytown side quest for me was like the high of Breath of the Wild. For this game, a lot of the side quests have been amazing. I loved the side adventures that we did last, like the ones where we went to Typhlo Ruins, I think it was, and helped that guy out, like go to the separate points and all that. I loved that. I loved the one where, like the Call from the Depths, where we had to take the separate like eyeballs to the Temple of Time ruins in the depths. Like that stuff was great, you know. And there's some good side quests too. There's some side quests and adventures that do start to feel tedious after a while. But then at that point, like I would say, like right when they really start to feel tedious, they're over. You know, like they don't really overstay their welcome. You know. Overall, I mean, I've talked about it plenty of times, but the side quests in this game are a vast improvement from the side quests in Breath of the Wild. You know, I just can't stop gushing about this game. I really have to try and see if I can get someone else to hop on with me and do these commentaries, because I already feel like I'm losing my mind, and we haven't even gotten to the Koroks yet. Like, that is not going to be fun at all. You know, I need to stop thinking about it, but like, goddamn, that last video was like practice for me, and if that last video felt like a lot, well, you know, I can't even imagine what the rest of them are gonna feel like, you know, and the boss medals and everything else. But I don't know, I'm trying to just stay in the moment and focus on the stuff that we're doing here, like right here and now. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. And this fucking asshole shot me. I don't know how, but thankfully he gave me enough time to get up to like a spot and like recover my stamina and whatnot. Jeez. I feel like I'm talking so fast that it's hard to breathe. God. I get like a really lucky shot on this guy too. I'm like, damn it, I gotta come around. I can't miss this shot. And bitch. I love the way they do like the backflip and the hoo-ah, and they like fall back and shit. Like, that shit is so funny. I don't know why, that shit is so funny to me. But yeah, calling back to my last video where I mentioned that I would love to do a playthrough for Twilight Princess, you know, I would love to fucking do a playthrough for Twilight Princess, man. I've just been like thinking about that constantly. I felt like I had something more clever to say there, but I was so stoned that like when I took a moment and a pause, like I couldn't like formally like fully like finish my thoughts and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I would love to do a playthrough for Twilight Princess. I don't know which version of the game to do though. Like, I think I would probably play through the Wii U version, you know? The weird thing about that game is the GameCube version and the Wii version are different because they're like mirrored versions of each other. They're like opposite. So like the GameCube version, everything is on the left, and the Wii version, everything is on the right, and the whole game is like that. And I think the Ultimate Edition or whatever, I don't know if that's what it was called, but like the Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U is a recreation of the GameCube version. I'm not sure if it is or not, either the GameCube version or the Wii version, and I'm just like, I'm not used to playing the game that way. Like, everything being on the left side when you go into Ordon Village, you know, like all the houses that are usually, I'm used to the houses being on the left side instead of on the right, you know, so I feel like that would legit like be like kind of weird to me, but yeah, so we're pretty much done with this. I'm also checking here the well, where the wells quest, because that's another thing that we have to do that we're going to be doing soon. Again, I can't remember when, so don't exactly quote me on that, but yeah, I think we have 5 for her here. Let's see. 5, yeah. And she gives us 50 rupees. Okay, so now I'm pretty much just going to save, and that's the rest of this video. I hope you guys found this entertaining. My energy was a little lower than usual, and I'm also fucking stoned too, so yeah, next time on The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we're going to be continuing, like I said, with the side quests, so I'm looking forward to that, getting back into that. I hope you guys are as well. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, as usual, please comment, like, share, subscribe, please. A lot of you that watch these videos are not subscribed, and that's really irritating. I mean, come on, what the fuck, guys? But yeah, that's it. I'm done. That's all, folks. Peace.